Hello, welcome, or welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz. I'll be guiding you on this journey today. So we're going to be looking at what is the truth that you need to hear right now. I was actually going to do this on myself. Not using like all these decks, which I don't know why I wouldn't treat myself that way too. Like, I don't know, like I'll break out all these decks and like I'll sit here and I'll do a reading, but I don't usually, I'll use a tarot deck, but I don't usually bring out oracle cards and like, anyway, blah, blah. So I did start to do a tarot reading on what is the truth that, like divine truth, right? Like something that I am refusing to see. And I think maybe that's why I was like, I'm just going to sit here and do like a collective reading, because it is really hard to accept a truth. Like there's this saying that a friend said to me a while ago, and I honestly, like the amount of times that I have repeated it to people, to myself, the saying is, you can't see the label when you're in the jar. And I kind of wanted to use this reading as a way to be able to see the label. Because I know I'm in the fucking jar, So anyway, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a collective reading and just see what comes out. Hopefully, it obviously it resonates with people. I'll do my own reading. I'm not sitting here doing like my own reading and hoping that like it makes sense to you too. Like, no, that's, I'm like, let me just be clear. I already pulled my cards. I already received my message, although I didn't pull our oracle cards like I said, but whatever. So yeah, let's see what your label is saying. Where do we start? With a truth oracle? Okay. What is the truth that this collective needs to hear right now? What are they not able to see? It's also like one of those things of like, your anxiety is lying to you, or the other one being, don't believe everything that you think. The other one, you are not your thoughts, or like you're not what you think. Oop. Street, circulation, sports, exhibit. Getaway. Okay, whatever. That was a different reading. Look at all this red, too, and yellow. Get away, keep away, give up, passionate love, thorns, short, roll the dice, take a chance, risk, leap of faith. Level up, promotion, progress. I'm just going to keep that. I don't have like enough room to probably maybe keep the decks out here, but I am going to keep it. I keep wanting to pull cards from here. So what do you have? What do you want to tell us? What is this? Oh. What do you want to tell us? What's the truth? Silence your inner critic, bro. What does the other side say? Tell, tell that little douchebag voice to pipe down. That's like literally, yeah, find your fucking center. Like a jelly donut full of peace. Highly meditated. With a license to chill. It is kind of interesting, like this progression here, like tell the inner critic to shut the hell up, find your center, which even, you know, like all of this red with the root chakra and being grounded. You know, the yellow is the solar plexus, expression, confidence, creativity. Putting yourself out there. I mean, well, let's get the rest of the cards out. But I definitely... What? Oh. I thought the video had stopped. What is the truth? What does the label say, or what do we need to read on the label, maybe? What is the truth this collective needs to hear? Hummingbird, number 33, which I love. The bell. Okay, like shuffling things around here. All right, let's get some tarot out. What is the energy of runaway? What's up with that? This is a lot of effing cards. I feel like we could probably move. Let's see. Oh yeah, sorry about the glare. Hello. Okay, so we have the Four of Wands, Two of Swords, Three of Pentacles, Page of Cups, and the Death card. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely, like, there's definitely something new. Like, beginning stages of something. That could be where, of course, the anxiety is coming from, because who loves learning new shit? I just don't. You know, like, I'm one of those... Like, I wish the Matrix was real because, well, you know, listen. I wish the Matrix was real in the sense that you could just get plugged in, the back of your head gets plugged in, you download whatever the program is, and then all of a sudden I know Kung Fu, you know? I don't... I want to read what this hummingbird card is. Spirit of resilience. Feeling the bottom will give you the impulse to rise. The spirit of the hummingbird wants to remind you that it is at the bottom where you can earn your wings. As the little birds in a nest have to jump and hit bottom Before they can fly, you too will have to dare risk falling and then rise by learning how to handle the obstacles that come into your life. It is hitting the bottom and meeting your shadows that will pull a warrior out of you. You see, your spirit needs challenges to grow. Oh my God, what? I'm trying to decide like if I want to continue reading because I'm just not even seeing the words, so I'm not sure if we maybe got the message that we needed to get, or where did you see your spirit needs challenges to grow to the point that if you try to avoid your real problems, your mind could end up making imaginary ones. I kind of feel like that was like a prime example of just even getting lost in, thought or whatever. But somehow your spirit will find a way to challenge itself to grow and evolve. This doesn't mean you need to suffer. Quite the contrary. Resilience means being able to endure hard times with peace in your heart. Being resilient is not only about surviving, but thriving as much as possible. In time, you'll see the gift behind the challenge and you'll understand that life doesn't get easier, but you become stronger and wiser. It is a bit of the what doesn't kill you makes you stronger thing. Shouts out to Kelly Clarkson. We have the Nine of Cups at the bottom of the deck and the World card, the Emperor. So there's definitely a feeling here of like the anxiety that comes from being new at something or learning something new. For whatever reason. It could be something that is like really important to you. And there could be a fear of even like vulnerability, because when something is important to us, it's kind of vulnerable to put ourselves out there, to go after it, to, put in the time, the effort to, this card, the street card, circulation sports exhibit, but like this whole kiosk, to me, it feels like being on display. And also even like starting somewhere, like starting out, not necessarily small, but like you have to start from somewhere. You have to start from wherever you're at, and also from wherever your knowledge extends to. And because by doing things, by starting there, you gain more information, you gain more experience or knowledge. And with this runaway card, get away, keep up, or, oh my God. Why are my eyes not working? Keep up. I don't know. Okay. So maybe, and I also like, I keep judging myself when really it's like, just like trusting the things that do come out of your mouth, or the ideas that do drop into your head. Keep away, give up. Yeah, like there's something here again, like I'm just kind of feeling vulnerability. especially with the red, because red is like a highly visible color, right? Like I have these red peonies, is that what they're called? Or pansies, whatever they are, those annual flowers that are everywhere. I have some red ones in my backyard, and it is like such a stark color to anything else that's like out there. And I mean, look at just even there's colors on either side, but just how much it sticks out. So I wonder if, again, like, visibility is a thing. Maybe if you don't know where to start with a creative idea, or it just feels overwhelming in general. And really it's like, those little details. And even like okay, let me finish the fucking thought here first. The little details will get you caught up. And that's kind of where like our minds start creeping in. Right? And that's kind of also where action kind of tends to shut the brain down a bit. There's one sword's out here. The one sword card that's out here is like the I don't know what to do card. So what I was gonna like jump over to saying is, even this Four of Wands looks pretty similar, just in the sense that, I mean, these wands back here are kind of creating this structure, which is what this card is really all about. The actions that you have taken have gotten you to a place of security or having a foundation. It could even be like the contacts that you have, because this is usually a card of celebration. There are usually other people involved here. There's this birthday cake here, or at least a cake, some sort of celebration. And even like finding like connecting with the right people or finding the right audience. There is only one person on this card. And, like I'm kind of assuming that, like there's other people outside of, the frame that are celebrating them. But I mean, they're not present, right? Like they're not on the actual card. So this could also even be you having to like hype yourself up. Like if you're not getting the support from your family, your friends, whoever, it's like taking taking what is a what is the saying? Something like in your own hands. Okay, I don't know. Taking matters into your own hands? I'm not sure, but yeah, I mean, this could even just be, again, like just hyping yourself up. And if that is bringing up feelings in you, or really thoughts here, whatever that story is too, I mean, maybe at somewhere in your past, a parent or a sibling or a friend planted a seed that zapped you along the way. Because, like, there's no face on this person, right? This looks like kind of like a jester or kind of like clown masky. I was like trying to figure out like what was happening in this other mask, but either way, it really doesn't, like, it's almost like getting lost in the details of that. Either way, they're both masks. And it's like the indecision is coming from, it's like over here, right? And even with the hummingbird being on this side, I mean, granted, that's where I had room to put it, but even that is like divine placement, right? Because I have no doubt, like you're at this point where you want to be seen, or like have some sort of visibility, or again, like putting yourself out there, hitting the streets in some kind of capacity. There's even this thing that you have a passion for, and what is holding you back here is like, oh, like, maybe how are people going to perceive you? And maybe the people that you are worried about is, the people who planted that seed in the first place, who did judge you, or just like has shit to say. And maybe that is a parent. Maybe that is, again, like siblings or friends, or it could also even just be like showing up in a way that is authentic to you, but maybe a lot of people that you're familiar with they don't know about that side of you, right? So it's like, because I keep getting vulnerability with this runaway thing. And this like negotiation with these masks too. And the fact that they're not wearing either one of those masks. It's like being in this space of I'm the one that's making the decision to wear a mask. Like I, as in, you, like, you are the one that is in full control of the face that you put on, or the front that you have, or whatever. And again, like with swords, this has to do with our perception of things. Like this has to do with how the stories are in our head. And I said at the beginning that this does seem like something in the beginning stages, because all of these cards to over here are 2, 3, 4. We start at ace, right? So this isn't very far. It's like closer to ace than it is to 10, right? This is like, the 2 of swords is like, oh, I have this new idea. With the ace of swords, or I discover this new truth, or, I had this perspective change, or I learned, some new information or whatever. And the 2 of swords is like, okay, shit, like, what do I do with that? And also, like, how does that change the bigger picture or the larger goal even. The Three of Pentacles is learning to work with others. It's collaborating. Fours is like when we start, or fours, threes are when we start putting the planning into action. When we start connecting, like with other people or reaching out for support from other people. This is like literally baby steps. And even 2, 3, 4. Granted, they're not like in that order on the table. But it does feel like baby steps. And it's almost kind of seeing like the end result of where you want to be that is causing the anxiety. Because really, like, what matters is the steps that are in front of you now. And especially since, like, these are the cards that we started off with, right? Like, this would be the goal. This is where you want to end up. But it's like you have to go through all this shit first, right? And even being at this rock bottom, I mean, maybe you are here with the Street card and the Four of Wands. Maybe you're there because you have to be, right? It's like diamonds are made under great pressure. And if you have been under great pressure for whatever reason, it's time to shine now. And it's kind of like you have no choice, but you're going to freak out about it first, like, oh shit, if this is a dream, like, I never really considered what it was going to possibly take to get there, or also what my own like mental blocks were in achieving that, or even like getting started on it. Because there's clearly the Rose card says passionate love, thorns, short. There's clearly like something that you have an interest in, and maybe it is something that you just haven't really allowed yourself to go there in your mind, or even, again, like in the actions that you've taken. It could be something that just keeps like cycling back around. There's this door back there as well. I see doors as opportunity. And this is like a steel door, right? Like, it's like, that can't possibly be possible. And maybe this is just where, like you've kept it in your mind. And then, over here with the Two of Swords, I keep going back to it because I do feel like it's like the thing that, again, there is this negotiation thing happening between your mind and your belief, maybe. Even silence your inner critic. Whatever the other side said, like, tell that douchebag to shut the hell up. Like, something along those lines. Find your fucking center. Like that to me feels like recognize that you are that bitch energy. Highly meditated. I love that all of these colors are coming out of their mind. I mean, this is also, of course, just very crown chakra like colors in general. Heart chakra, some red also with the root, blue here with the throat chakra, some yellow. Speaking, your heart, speaking from your heart. We have the Page of Cups here, which is about imagination, creativity. I don't even know if I actually even spoke about the Three of Pentacles. It is collaborating with others. It's having help. I love that they're like pulling on this rope here too. Because like over here on the Page of Cups, we can see the sail here. There's clearly a storm going on in the background, but it's like having the right help, or even reaching out, for help, or finding people who are skilled in the same thing as you. It's also even like realizing that you don't have to do it alone. Over here, I mean, sure, like you might be hyping yourself up by yourself. You could have also how am I trying to say it? It's like literally like patting yourself on the back, celebrating yourself for how far you have gotten yourself. Like if you haven't had help, if you haven't had people cheering you on along the way and you still got to where you are, that needs to be recognized by yourself. And again, even like realizing that like you are that bitch. Like you do have the capacity. You have the resilience, and you've gotten yourself through everything that you have been through. And it could be that what the block is the thing, the situation maybe that you're in, bringing you back to I've been here so many times. Why do I always end up back here? Here we go again, And I would definitely say to even be very vulnerable with yourself and that part of you. And, like figure out a way to pour love into that part of you. The part of you that has had to be resilient, the part of you that has gotten you to where you are now, the part of you that's like, not again. And again, with this Three of Pentacles being in the middle, there is some sort of assistance available. Pentacles have to do with money, how you get it, how you save it, how you spend it. It has to do with your time, your physical energy as well, where you're physically showing up in the world, how you are spending your time, your health too. Anything tangible, anything that you can touch, anything that you place worth and value on. And the Three of Pentacles is about collaboration. This is literally the only card that there are multiple people on, even though we can't see them again, right? Like I was saying with the Four of Wands, this is a card of celebration. It's usually like the marriage card even, or like unions, harmony. There are usually multiple people on it and everybody is celebrating, right? It's like everybody has benefited in some way, or there's, some sort of recognition. It's a happy card, and we don't see them on the card. Over here with the Three of Pentacles, we can see arms and hands. We don't see the actual people though. And this could even be, like I started this reading by saying, with that saying, you can't see the label when you're in the jar. This is, assistance or help or something being available. And it could be that maybe the perception of that help is not being perceived. Or did that make sense? Like you're not perceiving it as help or a benefit even. And maybe it is just like short-term help to kind of get you, over the hump to the next step. Great. Perfect. And maybe too, like allowing yourself to see it that way. Again, with the Page of Cups, like I said, like this is imagination, creativity, empathy, which, I'm saying like give that to yourself. And like there's this map on the ground. They're holding a cup. It is like kind of just like hard to see because it's, like line drawings. But they're holding up their cup and like water is like spilling out of it. But it's also like being refilled. This also even just feels like as above, so below, right? And as above would be, kind of, where we meditate. What we are trying to manifest. It could be prayer, hopes and dreams and, daydreams even. As below is, to me anyway, and then granted, like I have no clue if I have this concept even like correct or not. It's just my perception of it, is grounding it into reality. They're pointing on a map. They're holding their cup up and just trusting that it is going to remain full. And that their needs are going to be met. And that they are going to get to wherever they are looking to go. They're not like at the helm or whatever. They're not at the wheel, on this ship, like guiding it. They're just on it, which is number one, being on the ship. So it's like you are exactly where you are meant to be to catch the right opportunity. And they're literally just pointing at, wherever the place is on the map. And the rest of it is just like trust and faith and hope, However, that is going to take you taking a chance or a risk or leap of faith, rolling the dice, right? Because we're also we're never starting from scratch. Your mind may be perceiving the situation as, we're back in a place again. Are you okay? What is going on? What happened? You were sleeping. I know. You don't feel good. What happened? Oh, poor babies. Okay. For whatever reason, right? Our brains, our nervous system will clock something before we even realize or recognize that, we're coming up on it. But, we always have energetic feelers out there. So clearly your brain and again, your nervous system is perceiving something to be a danger or a challenge, even because the hummingbird was talking about challenges is what make us grow. But you are never starting from scratch. You're starting from experience. And I think at some point I said something along the lines of meet yourself where you're at, instead of meeting yourself way back in the past or back in a different situation that, again, our minds or our nervous systems are perceiving to be the same as something else. And two, this has also been coming up a lot in these readings about I had this realization about gratitude, and how, a gratitude practice is really a practice in being present, right? Because you kind of, you take stock of your life and the things that you have to be grateful for in your life, which I always, honestly, like I've always struggled with, because I'm always thinking of, I'm either too far in the past, so I'm very fearful. I'm afraid that like that outcome or that experience is going to happen again, or is happening again, or I'm too far in the future and I'm anxious about it, because we were talking about over here how, like if you're focusing on the goal and it's like, oh my God, I don't even know how I would actually even get there. It's too big. It's a cool concept, but I just couldn't even imagine, right? Like that is causing anxiety based on the past. So the fear of the past is informing the anxiety of the future, because that's what our nervous systems are attuned to. So being present, having a gratitude practice, it does force you to I was going to say like be present. And then I was like, well, I just said that, but whatever. Because it does force you to be present. Like, what is happening right now? What do I have control over right now? There's a lot of information to be gained from the past, because it is like, what are the stories that I'm telling myself? And having a conscious awareness of what that story is, and even who said it. Did somebody else feed that into your brain and you just accepted it as being, your truth? Or did you perceive something a certain way and then assigned a truth or a belief to it, right? Like that's all past shit, but it's informing your present, and it's like freaking out your future. Neither one of those things exist. The past doesn't exist anymore except for in our nervous system. The future doesn't exist either, except for also in our nervous system. Which is being informed by the fucking past. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying, because I'm like sitting here like thinking, what do I have to be grateful for? Like, just doing my own little, and I have a ton of shit to be grateful for. And even, like when, with like anxiety attacks or panic attacks, right? Like they tell you to like ground yourself. We have all this read. It tells you, they tell you to ground yourself, like, just kind of put voice to your surroundings. And also even just relaxing, like, coming back to your body. And it's like the only thing that you need to do right now, or that requires any bit of action, is deciding to take a leap of faith, to take a chance on yourself, to take one baby step. Even possibly whatever this Street and Four of Wands card is for you, that could be creating a vision board. And that's where you keep that goal. Like, you don't necessarily have to like keep coming back to back to it, other than just to remind yourself of your why. We have the death card here at the end. And this feels like a portal to me. Like, I mean, literally, they're like, just the way that they're holding out their hand is like an invitation. And I mean, this is probably truly exactly how it would feel to you is, oh God, you know, like I have to be okay with, you know, if I do walk through that door, I could possibly cease to exist, you know, like, I'm laughing because that it is that dramatic, like in my brain. So I get that, you know, it is literally having to accept that you are fine with your worst case scenario. If the worst case scenario happened for you, would you survive? Yeah, you would. Is your worst case scenario bad enough for you to not try? I don't think so. I think you're at a point where you're like, honestly, I don't even give a shit anymore. Because it's like the pressure behind it, even like your own pressure behind it. Because in like human design, the root center is a pressure center. And in human design, I mean, it says we don't make decisions from pressure centers, which is our head and our root. But I think you have maybe I think you have maybe built up enough pressure to where that it's not impulsive, it's not uninformed. I think if anything, you're probably over informed or, you know, you have gone through all of the what ifs and the why nots and it's kind of like there's that saying of I know I've probably said it also like in readings. And the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. And that's this. And there was just a hummingbird outside. Drinking from the honeysuckles. So I love that. With a hummingbird card out here. But yeah, I mean, I do feel like you're at this point where literally the only thing that is holding yourself back is like, you know, freaking out about it because maybe you didn't consider that you would get here. You know, I mean, again, I know like I was already, you know, talking about before about, you know, maybe you didn't allow yourself to expand and imagine what that path would even look like. And here you are, allowing yourself to do that. And I'm saying to open that valve even more. You know, the death card says, in order for something new to begin, something must end. I mean, it is a card of transformation. In order to get somewhere else, you have to leave the place where you're at. Even the, like, let's see. Like, I'm looking at this card and burning bush was coming to my mind. So I Googled it, and the burning bush is a visible manifestation of God. The fire symbolizes God's holiness and glory, and the fact that the bush was not consumed signifies God's eternal self-sustaining nature and his mercy, as opposed to judgment. It represents a holy, all-consuming God whose presence sustains rather than destroys. And again, like, I do think that it's like, the scariest thing is the first step. Always, always. And again, especially if it is something that you have a passion about, especially if it's something that you have been considering for a long time, or it's just been, this pressure has been building behind it. And I said a while ago that diamonds are created by great pressure. And this whole hummingbird card is talking about challenges are there to help you grow. And like, if you are perceiving this to be a challenge, or if you are perceiving it to be back in a place that you've been before, then there is an opportunity for growth here. But I also, like I said, I'm just kind of wrapping all this up. Speaking of opportunities for growth, we have level up, promotion, progress, and this is the ascending card. The 9 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Namaste, bitches. The divine in me honors the divine in you. Dang. But yeah, to finish my thought, I think, because I already forgot, but the opportunity is also here to even like heal that part of you that is freaking out. It's like self-assuring, filling that part with love, but also having a consciousness around that story that's coming up for you, though, and how that is informing like everything else. And we already talked about that. The 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment. This is individual. This is like what you deem to be the dream, your dream. What would fill your cups? What would make you feel purposeful? I just looked up what like namaste means. It translates literally to bowing to you, or I bow to you. I mean, obviously we got some like context clues in the divine in me honors the divine in you. The phrase combines nama, to bow or adore, and te, to you. In practice, it is accompanied by the Anjali mudra, pressing the palms together near the chest in a slight bow. The light in me recognizes the light in you. Beautiful. Okay, I'm leaving it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. Also, we had the bell. It kind of like that to me just kind of feels like divine timing. You know, like the inner calling. You can ring my bell. Also, like I don't know if you've like seen, you know, the things going around about that song, and apparently like the frequency, is that the right word? That it's I don't know. I don't remember like all of the terminology to it, but people have been saying if you listen to it first thing in the morning that it's like helpful for manifestation and abundance. And I've been meaning to do that myself, and I literally just keep forgetting. So yeah, maybe listen to that song in the morning. And just, you know, allow your crown or your imagination to open up and just put it out there. And then all you have to do is just baby steps from there. Okay. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.